people tell stories about the NWA in America from the 50s to the 80s. It was like a monopoly. Whereas, as far as I can tell, joint promotions had the bigger monopoly in this country.
Yes. Yeah, they did because they had TV. It was TV that really gave them the monopoly. I mean, Joint Promotions was the biggest promotion anyway. Like you combined promoters had to roll together and use the same wrestlers and what have you. And the thing is too, you had to be tough in those days. People say like, oh, was wrestling fixed? Was it fake? Very often it was fixed. The promoters decided who would win, but it was not fake. Absolutely was not fake. You went in there, you would wrestle your ass off. Let me sort of that time when they got TV, Britain was a mecca of pro wrestling. You got sambo wrestlers from Russia. You got the oil wrestlers from Turkey. You got a myriad of different Oriental, like judo, jiu-jitsu, this, that, and the other. You got a Brazilian, sambo wrestlers and what have you. There was some fantastic talent that actually came to this country. Now the thing is, they wanted to make a name for themselves. In order to bring those people here, Joint Promotions had to pay their fares, had to give them top wages to actually induce them to come here and everything in the first place. And they were diving in here from all different directions. Now, in order to get their money back, those guys needed to be winners. So they're not gonna want them to lose. They're an investment. They want to make their money back, right? So the thing is, very often you'd be asked to lose to those guys. You might be going to get your hand raised at the end of the thing, but not in my backyard, mate. So the thing is, when we went in there, I'll use myself as an example. I would kick their ass from the beginning to the end. That's not fake. That's bloody real. They knew exactly what I was trying to do. So you would go in the ring and have a real fight on your hands. It was real, mate. Real. And the thing is, the reason I would do it, two reasons. One is, I'm not having that guy showing me up. As far as I'm concerned, I want to be a star. I'm not putting him over as a star. Now, the promoters would be watching because they want to see what they bought with a foreigner. They see me kick his ass and all the rest of it. I'd be on with him again next week. Hey, you win. They'd give me the win because they know the guy couldn't stand with me.
And then you'd give them a bit more of the match, or would you just beat them as mercilessly?
Yeah. To an extent.
Yeah. In your book, one of your many books, you've got 7 out there. Is it 7 books you've written? Yeah, in one of your 7 books, I Only Laugh When It Hurts, you describe being introduced to a man called Jeff Moran before wrestling him. Now, I've heard that that's actually quite unusual, because obviously the good guys would be in the good guy locker room, the bad guys would be in the bad guy locker room. And I was led to believe, for the most part, you would never actually even interact before being in the ring with each other. Is that mostly true?
I didn't know. I didn't know what they were talking about when they were saying, like, you go over. I just thought that he was saying to my opponent, I think this guy is going to be good. I think he's going to get matched. You know, I think he's going to give you bother. Now my opponent's saying, like, oh, I've got a reputation here, like I can't lose. I didn't understand the conversation this was the first time I'd ever wrestled. We were in a ring. I tore him to pieces and dislocated his shoulder in about 2 minutes of the first round. And it was like the main event. First pro match I ever had was main event. Because he was a big name. He was like a big fish in a little pond. It was only a small promotion. We went back to the dressing room. I strutted in there. When am I going to get a championship match? They said, what the effing hell were you doing out there? You know, people are going to pay good money to see a main event in the last 2 minutes. The guy's wife came in the dressing room and called me a stupid, clumsy bastard. I mean, in those days, you did not call a Welshman a bastard. I said to her, if you were a man, I'd punch your head off. You foul mouth. I get out of it. Go and sort of. She was crying. My opponent was crying, and I took him to hospital. He had another job as a window cleaner, and I dislocated his shoulder.
Oh no!
But the promoter came up to me. Everybody in the dressing room was giving me dirty looks and all the rest of it. I was going to get £2, 10 shillings for that fight. He came up. He said, "I can't give you." He said, "I'll give you £2, kid." He said, "And be thankful I give you that." He said, "You know, he said, you know, you can't do sort of stuff like that." He said, "But listen, you got to do me a favor." He said, "I had your opponent build all over like the southern area." He said, "You're gonna have to help me out. You're gonna have to wrestle instead of him. You know, you're gonna have to sub for him." I said, "Count me in." It was like something I had scraped, like something he scraped off his shoe.
How long did it take for you to be fully let into the more cooperative nature of professional wrestling then? That you're not out to kill each other?
He told me if I wanted to work for him anymore, I'd have to go to a wrestling school near the Old Kent Road. What was it called? Johnny Kilroy. Johnny Kilroy had a gym on the Old Kent Road near the Elephant and Castle. He told me to go there, and he gave me a message. He said, "I'll call Johnny Kilroy, expect him to tell him to expect you. When you go in there, this is what I've got to say to him." I didn't understand what I was saying, but I said, he told me to say, "Teach me to die." And that was like react. If somebody hit me, I wouldn't sort of, I mean, I might be seeing stars, but I wouldn't portray it. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
you show no weakness. You have a poker face.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? Never mind what they did to me. I wouldn't grunt. I wouldn't scream. I wouldn't make any noise at all. I just grit my teeth and punch their lights out.
I will.
So
Sorry.
that is it. But even then, I went in there, and there was a lot of people. How can I say? Nobody in those days wanted you. Other wrestlers did not want new guys coming in. Because every time you had a match, it was a match that maybe they could have had. I tell you what, back in those days, it was a very, very tough business to get into.